I'd like to thank the chair and the ranking member for the time. And I'd actually like to thank you, Mr. Secretary, for answering some of the written questions that I give you. I know that it's not easy to do that. You're busy doing a lot of things, but you did give us some answers, and they were answers that we can use. So I want to extend my thanks and appreciation for that. As you know, Mr. Secretary, you're probably going to get a question from me about Somalia. I know you're shocked. And what I'd like to just ask you is, if you have any information on us on the bill that we passed last year into law. There was a bill that we passed last year that was called the Money Remittances Improvement Act, and the goal of the bill was to improve oversight of state licensed non-depository financial institutions. Now that the law is in place, all well-supervised entities like the money services business should have their license status recognized, respected, and I want to know what you know, and if you don't know anything, I understand, because I didn't tell you I was going to ask you that. But if you do know, I would be happy to get a report.
Congressman, thank you. As we've discussed many times, this issue of remittances is a very important one, and we're very concerned about the problems that families are having in making payments. We're working on the implementation of the legislation, and I'm happy to get back to you with a more detailed response on the status of the implementation. But we're more broadly working on this issue of how to deal with remittances in Somalia.
Right.
As I think you know, we're very involved with the World Bank to develop solutions to the problem, and that really means building up some capacity in the Somali financial system, because right now there's not a real financial system to engage with. We have had meetings at a very senior level in Somalia, at the political level, at the central bank level, and I know that our undersecretary will be traveling to your district to have some meetings on this issue.
Well, I appreciate that, and I just want to say again, I'm foursquare with the administration's effort to stop terrorist financing. I'm on a task force to help achieve that. But at the other hand, we can get so successful at that effort that we close off all the money, and that I think would be unfortunate, because it would actually serve the interests of al-Shabaab and terrorists over there to see the collapsing of the Somali economy, which depends upon remittances to the degree of about 40%. So I would like to talk with you more about the implementation of that program. I know that you all are doing some technical assistance to Somalia. I talk with political leaders there and try to give them my best perspective on how they can improve their system. Could you talk a little bit about the work that you all are doing in the technical assistance area, and what sort of message that you'd like them to receive in order to develop that solid banking system that I think they're gonna need?
Right. There's not an easy answer to that question. It's hard to exaggerate how little they're starting with in terms of building a functioning financial system. And the tragedy is that there are legitimate transactions like family remittances that should be able to go forward, but it's very hard to know that the money isn't going to go into hands that will do real harm. And trying to figure out how to build that system is why we're working with the World Bank. We can't go into Somalia the way we go into some countries because of the security conditions. So we have people come out of Somalia into other countries for training. It's not the most efficient way to do it. Our OTA people are great when they can go in and work with people side by side. We just can't do that in Somalia. But we're trying to do it off-site to help them build the skills. So it's going to take, it's a process. It's not something you can just kind of hand it over and have a functioning system. They're trying. We're going to work with them, and we have to be creative finding the ways to start that building process.
Well, I just want to urge you, on behalf of the people who live in the 5th Congressional District of Minnesota and many other parts of this country, we're actually, me and Mr. Emmer are going to start a Somali caucus, because we have constituents who live in both districts, and definitely want to see them, see that country get stable and strong and not be a haven or an attractive nuisance for bad people. So we're trying to do our good part, and we hope you will continue to push with that technical assistance.
We will do so, and we'll continue to work with you and try to find a solution to this.
Thank you.